Hey guys, Cdrama Invasion here and welcome back to a new video. First of all, I apologize if you hear any strange background noises. It's because there's a lot of construction on my street this week. Next, of course, I want to report all the Kris Wu stuff. A lot of videos I've been watching and researching have left out a ton of clues, and people are really confused because this whole thing is happening and there's so many different allegations and responses. I'll break it down and summarize it as usual, but there's just so much that's been happening, so I must make like 3 or 4 more videos on this topic. But as of July 22nd, which is when I'm filming this right now, there are translations that are going up about the police official reports on Kris Wu's scandal. Investigation is still ongoing, but we do have a lot of clarification. But I'm leaving that for part 3, just so I can organize this a little bit better and you guys will have a better understanding that everything's in chronological order. Anyways, for this video, we'll cover all of the main allegations, new victims, and there were multiple responses on both sides, as well as implications and consequences for his dramas and upcoming TV shows. I'll leave a link to part 1 and some of the links to the English translation if you want to read everything word to word, but let's just jump on into it. So ever since the first allegations in part 1 of my videos, Meizhu still remains the main party at conflict, and there's a lot of new publicly named women that spoke up, but we won't go into every single allegations. There's more than a dozen of them. Some of them are unverified, some of them are pretty vague. I'll just give you guys the summary of the biggest ones. Girls who have a bigger following in the industry and had a lot to say. So after Meizhu's first claim, she went online and demands that Kris Wu and his team speak up and apologize, publicly expose himself, or else she'll do it for him in a conference. Kris Wu's side finally responds, and he said that for the most part, he's tried to stay silent because he was waiting for things to settle down before he addressed it. And he apologized and said that he didn't realize that his lack of response would lead to such a crazy outburst. Everything just got blown out of proportion while he stayed silent. He said that he is continuing to deny these allegations until the end, and Meizhu is someone that he only met once at a party. Kris Wu said that because of all of this drama, he's definitely taking this into court. After a couple hours, Meizhu shared a video of him sending her money on a contract which she realized after reading carefully was a trap from his team to use a contract against her, where it would seem like they're forcing to admit her that these claims are fake and to retract it, and it's all for money. The internet exploded once again. Everyone rushed to defend her. They thought that this was concrete evidence for sure that Kris Wu is trying to shut her up and pay her out. His team later posted a clarification saying that the money issue was just because his mom was just getting really stressed out with all the harassment he's been getting online, and they claimed that she kept on contacting his studio and trying to blackmail them, and they asked her to send back the money. A couple days later, Meizhu finally wrote a long post to clarify all the situation from her point of view. She said that Feng Meng, Kris's manager, who she mentioned in her police report, used the excuse that he was looking to meet a new person for his work to be in his MV, and right after she took the Gaokao or the college entrance exams, she kept on contacting her again and again, even though Meizhu rejected her. But eventually it got to her because the manager was a woman and she didn't put up her guard too much. So she finally decided that yes, she'll go to meet this woman and she'll see how it goes. Eventually, she meets the manager, who kept on pouring her drinks after drinks, even though she told her she's not too comfortable with drinking alcohol. She has a very low alcohol tolerance, but everyone there kind of just peer pressured her into drinking. Later, she drank so much that she ended up almost being unconscious, and then they took her to Kris's room. She said she was under the influence of alcohol and she never took the initiative when they slept together. She said she didn't deliberately want to stay behind, and on the second day after, she really regretted it. She talked to him and he said that he would take responsibility. He said that he would date her. She said they went out a couple times and she saw him a couple times a month, but then he vanished, which is when she realized that he was dating someone else based on the internet rumors. She started digging into this situation a bit more, and she realized her friend was also being pursued by Kris Wu. Meizhu then started talking to a lot of different girls who had very similar stories, and she realized that this is a weird pattern. She then clarified again she didn't commit fraud, she didn't receive money from Kris Wu, and that the money that she showed in a video, she believes it's still hush money and she will return everything back. Now I'm going to read the quotes from her words, which is how she ended the quotes. She said, "There were so many girls who got cheated, who got hurt, who came to find me. I've already tried my best to speak up. You can say I'm media playing. I want fame. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. There may or may not be an outcome that will make everyone satisfied, but I really tried my best. I hope there won't be any more girls who get used of their body and of their feelings." Anyways, out of the dozens of exes that also came out with new allegations that supported Meizhu, 2 of them had the most sway. The first one is ex-SNH48 member Zhang Dansan, who exposed her conversation with Kris last year in August 2020. He asked her a lot of strange questions, and there is a fully translated screenshot to their messages, which I'll link down below. It's fully English translated, so if you're interested. But to summarize, he kept messaging her in August 2020. She felt uncomfortable with his weird questions about asking about whether or not she was pure or had physical relationships with any other guy. This is when she fired back and asked if it's not important to men, purity and virginity. He said, "Of course not. It's not important to men, but if you meet the right guy, they will treasure you and treasure your feelings," which is what really made her decide to meet up with him and go on a date. This is because she thought that he was implying that he would be that type of guy who will be there for you and just treasure your feelings. She described their date saying that they went to a chicken place together. But after a while, he started acting strange. He kept on trying to get intimate with her and closer and closer. Despite being the first time that they're meeting, he tried to feed her with his mouth. And then he tried to touch her inappropriately. She said he kept on aiming for her chest and she rejected him. She said it was quite a memorable encounter, and she's so happy that she didn't decide to date him because she would regret it now with all of this that's coming to light. As for the number of victims, Meizhu claims that there's around 29 to 30 girls. Over this week, there's been around 15-16 girls that spoke up already, and most of them say what Meizhu is saying. One girl decided to speak up, and I'll read some of the things she said. She said, "Because of the things that were spreading online, I couldn't hold back anymore and wanted to say some things. I've had the honor of attending one of his drinking parties. The night of November 28th, 2020, multiple people who claimed to be Kris Wu's staff members kept on messaging her. Out of curiosity, at midnight, she decided to go to a KTV, which is a bar lounge type of place. She said when she got there, his team decided to take all her phones and anything that would leak out information. She said that she went in and there was over 20 girls there and 4 guys, including Kris Wu and some contestants of a variety show. As they were drinking, she was told that she couldn't leave early because her phone was taken. She couldn't do a lot either. She just stayed there for the most part and was uncomfortable. She was waiting for this all to end and so she can go home. At the end, Kris Wu told the girls to have a chat with someone with the nickname of Chicken Meat. Kris Wu left, and without a choice, the girls kind of went along with it, not knowing what else to do. And she said that the man, Chicken Meat, asked them straight up to sleep with him at his hotel or else he wouldn't connect them to Kris Wu. It really creeped her out. She didn't say how she managed to leave, but she said, "Even though I successfully avoided being trapped, I felt so uncomfortable. I never thought so many girls became victims, and I'm so frustrated because I didn't know before, innocently believing that it was all rumors online until it was me." She ended the statement saying, "I feel so sorry for the girls who've been hurt. Punishment will come, just a matter of time. Hope citizens can wipe their eyes clean to not be deceived by his appearances and speak out for the weak, speak out for justice. Thank you." As for the brands that dropped him, here's a photo. All of these are now people who dropped him. There is some suspicion with 2 of the brands, which I'll talk about in part 3. Part 3 will be mostly about the brands and the updates on the police reports. But for anyone who's wondering about Yangzi's The Golden Hairpin with Kris Wu, Tencent is one of the brands that dropped him, so this might mean that it will never air. Just like Zhang Shuang's case, they haven't blacklisted him yet, which I'll talk about in the next part as well, because there is a whole other controversy side to this whole situation, which is saying that Kris Wu is getting double treatment from the Zhang Shuang case, where she's been blacklisted from the beginning, but he isn't. But yeah, for fans of The Golden Hairpin who's been looking forward to it, it's unfortunate, but it probably won't air until this whole case and trial is over, but probably not even if it's continuing to escalate like it is right now. As for netizens' reactions to Tencent dropping him and The Golden Hairpin, they're saying that they're so disappointed and so sad that they've been waiting for this drama for a long time, but they're human first and they're woman first. So they can live without the drama, but they can't live with the injustice if he gets away with it. Anyways, all the links in the description box below. Once again, the playlist to my Chinese scandal videos if you missed out part 1. And make sure to check my Ko-Fi page as well for extra support. I would really appreciate it. It's been one of the busiest weeks and I'm just so stressed out with school and my midterms, but I'm trying to upload all of these information and updates to you guys as soon as possible. So please also turn on notifications to all so that way you won't miss out on my next uploads. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.